Hello and welcome back to Mojo's Motivational Mondays. That's right, I wrote it down this time because it's triple M. Sometimes I'm like Monday Mojo, Motivational Monday. Mojo's Motivational Mondays. Today we are talking about being okay with being misunderstood. So, what triggered this prompt was a conversation I had with a dear friend. And this friend in particular, they mean well. Not everybody in your life, they're going to, you know, come off a certain way, but you have to check with their intentions and of course check with your intentions. But another conversation I had with someone that really just triggered this is knowing or sticking with your words, being accountable for how you use your words, and owning up to your words. So my thing is, and this is something I've been practicing for a while, only because I'm used to being misunderstood. I've been misunderstood for a long time. People will make accusations, they'll assume certain things, but also I do understand that a lot of it comes from their own belief system. We tie ourselves to these beliefs by our own personal experiences, but I also do believe when you have your personal experiences, that gives you an opportunity to be open to others' experiences too. And the same goes for your logic, the same goes for your emotions. You know, we have this body, we have this one world, and we share this one world. But we live different worlds. So your way of doing things, the way you see things, are going to be different from people. Again, it's all about your intentions. So if you're in a conversation with someone, or you are doing something and then someone doesn't understand why you're doing it, or they don't understand what you're saying, it is not our responsibility to make people understand. And I understand that because we're human. We want to be understood. But I also believe that because you're trying to convince that person so much to see things your way, it doesn't give them the opportunity to grow, or not just grow, but also it doesn't give them the opportunity to be unique in their own way. Because again, because you might do some things differently than the other person, it doesn't mean that you're right or wrong. It's not a debate. Unfortunately, some of these conversations lead into that way because those things have worked for them. Great. That works for you. That's awesome. But it doesn't mean that the other person should do things your way. Again, you have to be open. That's how you grow. That's how you expand, is being open that everyone is different, everyone is unique in their own way. You don't have to agree with it, with how they're doing things. You don't have to, and they don't have to agree with you. But ask yourself, why is it a debate? Why is this, whatever the situation is, why is it up for debate? Let people be them. Let them do them. And you do you. Be okay with being misunderstood. You don't have to always explain yourself, and that's something that I'm working on. I've gotten to the point where it's like, okay, I'm going to slowly back out because there's some projection that's being thrown on me. But I also notice people telling themselves, right? Um, there might be some comparison where they may say, well, you do this and I do that. And it's like, okay, we're, you know, okay, yeah, I do that and you do that. And, you know, big question mark. And, like, your point is, right? But you have to consider, again, we have different experiences. We come from different backgrounds. You know, some things may not work for people. And there might be some people who might be a little bit more open to looking at all avenues. And that's the kind of person I am. Even if something does work, it's like, okay, oh yeah, this works. I like to expand and see what other things work. And I also do this when it comes to training. I like to look at the, you know, bigger picture. Do what works, yes, but then challenge people in different ways, and then challenge them based on who they are, not challenge them based on who I am. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, okay, yeah, well, I can do 50 jumping jacks, and you're doing 50 jumping jacks, but you're not doing them like how I'm doing them. It don't have to be like that, you know. I honestly feel that when there's some type of debate and you're okay with being misunderstood, the other person, you know, I don't know, maybe they don't mind it, maybe they don't really care, maybe it hasn't even crossed their mind. But if they're looking to be right, or looking to, you know, force whatever opinion that they have, that for me is coming from a defense, or, you know, an ego thing. And it doesn't have to be like that. And then again, people who are like that, again, it doesn't mean that they're bad people. It always depends on their intentions, okay? I'm looking at my notes because I'm going to be rambling. People understand at their level. We all know this. We've seen, you know, quotes and things of that nature online. And people are going to understand, or they're going to explain to you based on their level, not yours. So again, it's not your responsibility. It's not even their responsibility to know how you're going to feel about things. You know what I mean? Your responsibility, as, you know, as a mature person, is to consider, okay, this is how I feel, this is how they feel. Where is this conversation going? Is it going in a way, in a certain direction where it's almost negative, or, you know, hostile? You have to decide how you're going to react, is basically what I'm getting into. You know, you want to consider all factors, but then think to yourself, am I looking too much into this? Do I even want to continue entertaining whatever conversation it is? And like I said, I try to keep things general. So use your imagination, okay? But yeah, be okay with being misunderstood. I saw a quote a few weeks ago, and it made me think of, it said something like, you are a rare breed. You're not meant to be understood by everyone. I will try to find the quote and then put it in this video, but it's, you know, you've probably seen it already. It's online, not sure who it's by. It's one of those quotes, but doesn't show the, you know, the author, you know, whoever. But yeah, you know, you want to get to the point where you're not meant to be understood by everybody. Everybody's not the same. Everybody doesn't think the same way. Everybody has not experienced what you experience. So you use your experiences as your personal guide, but it doesn't mean that it should be a guide for everyone else. Okay? You want to consider the source, of course. Consider the source on everything, you know, like what are their intentions behind this discussion, behind the situation. And another thing too, you know, your message will be clear to those who get it. When you are speaking to someone, or you're writing something, somebody's reading it, or you know how like with a close friend you can talk with just your eyes, you know, and it'll be clear to those who get it. So again, be okay with being misunderstood, because it'll be clear to those who get it. Be okay with being misunderstood, because people only understand at their level. Be okay with being misunderstood, because you can't make everyone understand what they're not meant to understand. Everyone's at different levels, different dimensions, right, in this world, different worlds in a world. And that's all that I have today. I'm going over my notes of, again, you know, welcome to Mojo's Motivational Mondays. And hopefully you take something from this message. If not, that's all right. This message ain't for you, okay? It is all right. If it's not, maybe it's for someone else. Maybe it's for a friend or a loved one. You never know. But anyways, what are your thoughts about it? Think on it, marinate on it, and see how it can help reflect from your inner self. So thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next week. Bye.